Hi guys, this is Andrew Keating from Automotive Stars. Whilst out running this morning, I remembered a parable that I heard. It's quite a famous one, you may have heard it yourself. But I want to share that with you right now. But first of all, I want to ask you this, I want you to think about this. Have you ever taken on a new employee and who maybe have never sold before, and they absolutely blow everybody away within the first couple of months, and then they peter out, and within the 6 months they're handing their notice in? Well, maybe this is the reason why. Once upon a time, there was a strong, ambitious young woodcutter who needed to work. He travelled to the nearest timber merchant and asked if he could secure a job. The timber merchant could sense that the man was a hard worker and decided to give him an opportunity. "Meet me here tomorrow at daybreak," the merchant said. The young man arrived the next morning, where the merchant led him to a dense patch of trees in the nearby forest. "Chop down as many trees as you can today and meet me here before sunset." The young man chopped down 18 trees that day. The merchant was impressed. "Well done," he said. "You are the best woodcutter we have ever had." The next day, the young man returned feeling even more motivated. His muscles were sore, but his ambition was strong. He chopped down 15 trees that second day. On the third day, the young man arrived before break and stayed until he could barely see the trees he was chopping down. He cut down only 9 trees that day, and this pattern continued over the coming week. "I must be losing my strength," the young man thought to himself. The next week, his boss met him early in the morning and told him he was fired. The young man was upset and scared about his future, but he knew he worked hard and had worked hard as he could and just didn't have enough time to chop down more trees. His head hanging low, he handed his axe back to the timber merchant. The merchant took one look at the axe and says, "When was the last time you sharpened your axe?" "Sharpen my axe," the young man replied. "I've been too busy trying to cut down trees to sharpen my axe." I had a really good statistic recently, and that statistic said that in American football, for every 2 to 3 hours training, they do 1 minute on the pitch. For every 2 to 3 hours training, just 1 minute is in game time. And I find that really, really interesting. And what it says to me, if you're not training regularly, you're practicing on your customers. So try this week to sharpen your axe by giving your team and yourself the tools to do the job. Sharpen your axe today and see what difference it makes. This is Andrew Keating from Automotive Stars. I'll see you next time.